Picture this. You're standing at the end of a runway. A distant hum grows louder. Then, from beyond the horizon, it appears, a gleaming double-decker giant, its wings slicing the sky like the fins of some enormous sea creature. The Airbus A380. At over 72 meters long and with a wingspan wider than a football field, it shouldn't look graceful, but it does. And the moment its nose lifts off the runway, you witness something extraordinary. Millions of kilograms of metal and fuel effortlessly defying gravity. The A380 wasn't just built to carry people, it was built to change the way we fly. It promised faster boarding, fewer flights, more comfort, and an experience like no other. It was the future of air travel. Or at least, it was supposed to be. Because while it remains the largest passenger aircraft ever built, its story is also a tale of ambition, changing economics, and an aviation world that didn't quite go as Airbus planned. So what makes the A380 the ultimate aircraft? And why may we never see its like again? Let's find out. The seeds of the A380's story were planted in the early 1990s. At that time, Boeing's 747 was the undisputed queen of the skies, carrying hundreds of passengers across oceans for decades. But Airbus, the relatively young European manufacturer, believed there was room for something even bigger. Air travel demand was booming. Airports like London Heathrow, Los Angeles, and Singapore Changi were already reaching their capacity limits. Airlines needed to move more people but couldn't always add more flights. The answer? A high-capacity, long-range Superjumbo that could carry twice as many passengers as smaller jets. The project, codenamed A3XX, was greenlit in December 2000. It was a bold bet, an aircraft so large that it would require entirely new airport infrastructure, a new production line, and a leap in engineering. After over $25 billion in development costs and years of anticipation, the first A380 took off from Toulouse, France, on April 27, 2005. Aviation fans around the world watched history unfold. This wasn't just a plane, it was a new chapter in aviation. Let's talk about size. The A380 is 72.7 meters long. Its wings stretch 79.75 meters, longer than the Wright brothers' first flight distance. Standing over 24 meters high, it's about the height of an 8-story building. Fully loaded, it can weigh up to 1.2 million pounds. Yet still take off smoothly after a few thousand meters of runway. Its range? Over 8,000 nautical miles, meaning it can fly from Dubai to Los Angeles without refueling. The wings alone are engineering marvels, designed with a complex curvature and reinforced with advanced materials like carbon fiber reinforced plastic to handle the massive loads. Power comes from 4 of the most powerful turbofan engines ever fitted to a passenger jet. The Rolls-Royce Trent 900 or Engine Alliance GP7200. Each produces around 70,000 pounds of thrust, enough to lift a fully loaded freight train into the air. And here's a detail passengers notice the moment they board: the quiet. Despite the sheer size and power, the A380 is one of the quietest long-haul aircraft in the sky. That's thanks to advanced noise reduction technology in the engine nacelles and airframe. Flying on an A380 is unlike flying on any other jet. The double-deck design allows for creative cabin layouts. Airlines like Emirates, Singapore Airlines, and Qatar Airways turned their A380s into airborne luxury hotels, complete with onboard bars, lounges, and even showers. In first class, passengers can have a private suite with sliding doors, gourmet meals served on fine china, and, in Emirates' case, a spa-like shower at 40,000 feet. Business class travelers enjoy lie-flat seats in quiet, spacious cabins. Even economy passengers benefit. The A380's wider fuselage means standard seats are often a full inch wider than those on other long-haul jets, and the ride is smoother thanks to the aircraft's weight and stability. And then there's the boarding experience. Dual jet bridges often allow passengers to enter through both decks at once, speeding up the process and reducing congestion. As impressive as it was, the A380 faced real-world challenges. First, not every airport could handle it. Taxiways had to be widened. Runways needed reinforcement. Gates required dual-level boarding bridges. This meant the A380 could only serve a limited number of airports worldwide. Then there was cost. Operating a 4-engine aircraft is inherently more expensive than running a modern twin-engine jet. While the A380 was efficient for its size, it still burned more fuel than a Boeing 787 or Airbus A350 on similar routes, and perhaps most critically, airlines struggled to consistently fill all 500-plus seats. An Airbus A380 flying above the clouds at sunset with a semi-transparent overlay map below showing a dotted line flight route from Dubai to Los Angeles, with distance markers and icons of both cities emphasizing the long, non-stop journey capability. The A380 was designed for the hub-and-spoke model, funneling passengers into large airports, then moving them on long-haul flights to other hubs. But by the late 2000s, point-to-point travel was becoming the norm. Smaller, long-range jets like the 787 and A350 could fly directly between more city pairs, bypassing the need for massive aircraft. For airlines, that meant less risk, more flexibility, and lower operating costs. And in a business where margins are razor-thin, that mattered more than offering a once-in-a-lifetime passenger experience. Orders slowed, Airbus reduced production, and in 2019, they made the announcement aviation fans feared. The A380 program would end in 2021. Then came 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic decimated global air travel almost overnight. Airlines grounded fleets, cut routes, and retired aircraft early. The A380, with its high capacity and high costs, seemed especially doomed. Carriers like Air France retired them completely. For a moment, it looked like the A380's story would end not with a bang, but with quiet storage in desert boneyards. But in aviation, nothing is certain. As travel rebounded in 2022 and 2023, demand on major long-haul routes surged. Airports were congested again, and suddenly, the A380's unique selling point, moving a lot of passengers in one flight, was valuable again. Emirates brought its fleet back in full force. British Airways, Singapore Airlines, and Qantas reactivated their A380s. Passengers were thrilled. For many, the Superjumbo remains the most comfortable way to cross an ocean. Even with all its commercial challenges, no other aircraft matches the A380 in capacity, up to 853 passengers in all-economy configuration. Passenger comfort, wider seats, lower cabin noise, smoother ride. Engineering achievement, a technological leap that pushed the limits of design, manufacturing, and airport operations. Prestige. For airlines, operating an A380 is a statement. For passengers, flying on one is a bucket list experience. In short, the A380 isn't just an airplane, it's aviation's ultimate showpiece. Will another Superjumbo ever take to the skies? The current industry trend suggests no. Environmental pressures, rising fuel costs, and evolving travel patterns all favor smaller, more efficient jets. But aviation history is full of surprises. In a future where global air travel doubles, as some forecasts predict, the need for larger aircraft might return. And when it does, the A380 will stand as the blueprint for what's possible. The next time you see an A380, whether parked at a gate or soaring above the clouds, take a moment. Look past the statistics, the economics, and the headlines. Because the A380 represents something rare, a moment in history when aviation dreamed bigger than it needed to. A moment when engineers, designers, and airlines said, "Let's build the ultimate passenger aircraft just because we can." It may not have been perfect, it may not have conquered the skies forever, but it captured our imagination, and that might be its greatest achievement of all.